Hey everybody, we are making this cake today. This is a cranberry and orange cake. I think this will look really nice on your holiday table if you're wanting to make something other than a pie. And we are actually using this Betty Crocker mix to make this. So pretty easy to do. We're adding a few extra ingredients, but this is pretty simple. So let's get started. All right, so we'll get started with our cake batter here. So I have my cake mix just in this big bowl here. We're using this Betty Crocker super moist white cake. So this is what we're going to be using. To that, we're going to add 3 eggs, half a cup of vegetable oil, and then 3/4 of a cup of water. And I'm going to use my hand mixer to mix this up. I'll mix this on low speed for 30 seconds and then on medium speed for about 2 minutes. All right, so now that we have our cake batter all mixed up, we're gonna kind of incorporate our cranberry and then orange element to the cake here. So I have about half a cup of whole berry cranberry sauce in this bowl here. And we are gonna take about 1 cup of our cake batter and pour it into this bowl here. And I'm just gonna take a spoon and then get all of this mixed up because we're gonna use this as kind of like a ribbon in our bundt cake here. So I'll get this mixed up real quick and then we'll put some orange zest into our cake. All right, so we got our cranberry mixed in here with some batter. Now we're gonna zest our orange. So I'm just using a regular navel orange. I'd say this is probably medium size, and I'm just gonna take my microplane here and just kind of lightly zest it. And we're just gonna take off the very top layer of the orange here, and then all the zest kind of collects down there in our microplane. So we'll finish doing this and then we'll get this into our batter here. Okay, we got our orange zest in our bowl here. I'm just going to give this a really quick little mix here with my mixer to get this all incorporated. Just like that. That's all you need to do. So now we'll get our bundt pan greased up and get ready to pour this in. Okay, so I got our bundt pan greased up here. This looks good. I'm going to put this onto a cookie sheet because it's just easier to put it into the oven like this. But now we can start to pour a little bit of our batter in here. I'm going to pour about half of this orange batter in here. Just kind of get that leveled out a little bit. And I'm going to pour in this cranberry batter on top of it. Okay, I think that looks good. Like that. And we can go back in with the other half of our orange batter here. And I have my oven temperature set to 350. And this is going to go in for anywhere from 36 to 41 minutes. And I'll use a cake tester to make sure everything is baked through. And then once I take it out of the oven, I'll let it cool in the pan for about 15 minutes. And then I'll go ahead and just turn it out. So that looks good like that. I'm going to use just a regular butter knife and just kind of do some kind of like figure 8 swirls in here to give the cake kind of like a marbled look. Okay, I think that looks pretty good like that. So this will go into the oven and we'll see you guys in a bit. Okay, so while our cake is in the oven baking, we can go ahead and start working on our sugared cranberries. So I'm using a little saucepan here. It has half a cup of water in it. I'm going to add half a cup of granulated sugar to that. So I'm going to take this over to the stove and bring this up to a simmer. And let it simmer until all of our sugar dissolves. Then I'll take it off of the heat and then I'll put our cranberries in. So I'm using these whole cranberries here. Got these from the store. These are about $2 a bag. And these are what we're going to use as our decoration. So once I pull this off the heat, like I said, we'll let the cranberries steep in our simple syrup for about 10 minutes covered, and then we'll let them cool. So we'll see you in a few minutes. Okay, all of our cranberries have been steeping for about 10 minutes in our simple syrup here. So now we're gonna strain these. So I'm just gonna use kind of a mesh strainer here. Get all these strained. That looks good. Now I'm just gonna pour these onto a parchment lined plate here. And if there are any cranberries that you see that may be puckered a little bit or look a little bit bruised, go ahead and toss those because those aren't going to end up looking very good on our cake. So go ahead and go through those and pick out any of the ones that have kind of gone south. So I'm going to let these dry on the plate for about an hour, then we'll go ahead and get them sugared up in our sugar over there. All right, we're back. Our cranberries have dried. They look good. And then over on this plate, I have about a 1/4 cup of just regular granulated sugar. So this is going to be a little bit sticky, but that's okay. So we're going to take some of our cranberries here and just kind of try to get these rolled around a little bit. You can use a fork or a spoon to kind of help you out. I'll get these coated in the sugar, and then I'll set these on another plate to dry for a little bit more. But once you get your cranberries all sugared up, they look like that. These will be nice little decoration for our cake. So I'll finish doing the rest of these, and then we can move on to the icing for our cake. Okay, we got our cranberries sugared up. These look good. These will look really nice on top of our cake. So I just have those set over to the side there. Now we can work on our icing for our cake. Our cake has cooled down completely here, so this is good to go. So in my measuring cup here, I have 1 tablespoon of melted butter. And to that, I'm going to add about 1.5 cups of powdered sugar. Oops. Just like that. And then I have a little bit of milk in here. I'll start out with about a tablespoon. If I need to add more, I can. So I'll just use my little whisk here and get this kind of mixed up. I like to go for the consistency of like a really thick Elmer's glue. I think that is what tends to pour the best. So I'm going to get this mixed up here, and once I get it to the consistency that I'm looking for, we'll go ahead and pour this onto our cake. Okay, I got our icing kind of the consistency that I'm looking for here, so that's good to go. Like I said, our cake's nice and cool. It's ready to be decorated. You can see there's lots of little spots of cranberries poking through, and it smells very orangey. So this is a nice cranberry orange cake that we're doing here. So I'm just going to try to pour this as best I can right over the top here, and just kind of let the icing kind of fall down the sides and kind of let it do its own thing a little bit here. Looks pretty good like that. And I'm going to let this dry for a few minutes. Like I said, I am going to let this kind of just work its way down the cake here. I'm not going to let the frosting dry completely because it still does need to be a little bit wet when we put our cranberries on. So I'll let this go for maybe 5 minutes or so, and then we'll put our cranberries on. Okay, I've let our icing dry just a bit, so now we can go ahead and start putting on some of our cranberries. You can kind of decorate this, however you want. Do kind of a pattern or just kind of randomly put these on here. I think they look pretty good like that. I think that's looking good. So I'll go ahead and finish decorating the rest of this, and then we'll see what the finished product looks like. Okay, here it is, guys. Our cranberry and orange bundt cake all finished. I think this looks really good. And like I said, this will be a great alternative to just having pies on your holiday table. So kind of an easy cake to make with just a couple extra ingredients. And, you know, like I said, we used a box cake mix for this. So I will put the recipe in the description if you want to check it out. I hope you guys like this. I hope you try it, and happy holidays.